Artlist.io.
We gon' give them what they came for. We gon' take it up from last year. Shoot them a shot while I'm long range. Me and the team on the same thing. Stay down, never switched up. Only thing changed was the game. I'm in the zone now. Nothing can change what we on now. When I pull up, know it's going down. Put on the gas and it's slowing down.
Music licensing reimagined.
They won't let me in. Taking the words, yeah, I gotta win. Watch me kick out that girl, they won't let me in. Who running the game now? Foot on the gas, get slowed down. No, my team, we holding it down. We know we running it now. Watch the game change. Watch the game change. Watch the game change. Watch the game change. Yeah.
Artlist.io.
Watch the game change. Watch the game change. Watch the game change. Watch the game change. I do not give them a bet on me. Tell them it's like it's sell out. I'm taking the shot for my enemies. I can't waste no more time on my energy. I know they know I got it on lock. Go against me. That's a long shot.
Music licensing reimagined.
Taking the lead now while they watching. You can leave now while the option. Taking the web, yeah, I gotta win. Watch me kick out that jump, they won't let me in. I'm running the game now. Foot on the gas, get slow. We know we running it now. We know we running it now. Watch the game change. Watch the game change. Watch the game change. Watch the game change.
Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. What up, though? Word, what up, Nine? Yeah, so as y'all already know, it's September 1st. We get ready to start the football season. And I was just wanted to tap in real quick about college, real quick. As you know, this was the first official weekend of college football. And already there's kind of an upset as LSU just lost to USC. I'm not a big fan of college football, and it made it even worse because now you got all of these divisions or conferences that's being destroyed, like the Pac-12. I just realized that USC is now in the Big Ten, so they're going to be playing teams like Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State. I don't think they're ready for that, but because that's a big business, they are revamping conferences. I don't think it's going to be a good thing for them, but you know, one never knows. And you know, it was a good start for them. They just beat a Power 5 school, as you know. The SEC is one of the Power 5 ranked schools. They, you know, Alabama, LSU, all of those people, like all of these teams is coming together. All of these teams are coming together, you know. And I'm not a big proponent of it because they're meshing all of these guys together. I'm pretty sure you guys also heard that, you know, Colorado, led by Deion Sanders, you know, they're going to stay in the news because of their coach, but they did get a victory over, North Dakota State, which is one of the top D2, D1A teams. But they're not in the division of the regular schools, the Penn States, the Colorados, and all of those people. But they came down to the wire, right? And as baseball, you know, switching off real quick, baseball's getting into its playoff round. You know, things are getting close in those divisions. You know, the Yankees is fighting for first place and overall American League victory. The Dodgers is in a tight race with the Arizona Diamondbacks and the San Diego Padres. And the wild cards, it's always going to come down to the last few games as teams are jockeying to get to the playoffs. But tonight, I really want to talk about off a side note, the WNBA, right? So in the WNBA, much of you may have been hearing about a person named Caitlin Clark. She's a young lady that came out of Iowa and is setting the WNBA on fire, so to speak. I don't mind the publicity that she gets, or whatever. She is setting records and things like that. But there's this one woman, and when I say a woman, she's a woman, but she's playing like she's Shaq or one of those old school dominant big people. Her name is Asia Wilson. Asia Wilson tonight in a win, she scored 41 points and 15 rebounds. Only Candace Parker has done that. Now, I'm talking about this because, like I just said, there's this young lady that came in, Caitlin Clark. She started, she got everybody in an uproar. Okay, in the WNBA, we doing this, and this. While she's giving them that light that they do need, this Asia Wilson person, she's a back-to-back champion, a former MVP, and she's putting up numbers like I said, she's putting up numbers like dudes. She's getting double-doubles all the time. And like I said, she's the reigning WNBA champion back-to-back. But even on a quiet note, in the Midwest, there's a young lady named Angel Reese. She came in as did Caitlin Clark. They was rivals in college. Matter of fact, they played a couple years ago, and LSU beat Iowa as they was rolling to get their championship. But this young lady, she's a different player, but she's setting records. She has the most rebounds. She has the most rebounds for a rookie. She's leading the WNBA in rebounds, and there's a lot of controversy going on. There's people saying that Caitlin Clark, she should be mentioned as not only as a rookie of the year, but also a WNBA MVP candidate. And I'm like, I get it. She's doing what she needs to do. She's playing some very good basketball. But if you're a basketball fan, there's something about 20 and 10, let alone 40 and 15. It's just something about that. And this is not the first time she scored 40 points in the past couple of weeks. I'm talking about Asia Wilson. I'm since I follow sports, and so I keep my eye on a couple of things, a lot of the sports. But when you score 40 points in any basketball game, whether a man or a woman, that's something to be talked about. And then you average, you get a double with that as well. That's something that should be spoken about. So I'm not discounting what Caitlin Clark has done, but if we're being realists, you cannot bypass doubles. I mean, don't get me wrong, she's averaging a double too, but this is assists. That's on an assist, right? She's scoring more than 10 points, and she's getting more than 10 assists. But would you score more than 10 points and grab 10 rebounds? You bring in extra possessions into your team's game. Right, and I agree with you. And that's what I'm saying. When you can average 40 and 15, or you can average a double, that's something to speak about. And you're a two-time reigning champion. I'm not discounting what this young lady's doing. And I'm not even going to go into the racial aspect of the thing. I'm just saying respect is due when it's due. When you can average doubles with that and rebounds, and she's coming off for Olympic, she ain't had time to rest. I'm talking about Asia Wilson. She ain't had time to rest. She came off she played, she went to the Olympics, she came back, and she's still scoring 40 points. Even though her team is struggling. I think they're either like fourth or fifth in the playoff race. right? They slipped off. But that's what happened when you got every other team coming for the two-time champion. It's gonna happen like that. But she's playing great basketball, and I don't think she should never be disconsidered for anything. I get, like I said, I totally get it. There's a fresh thing. They want to call Caitlin Clark the male Steph Curry. I can go for all of that. Right? She's doing what she needs to do. But when you are defending champion two times over and you dropping 40 points and it's barely spoken about, that rings alarm. That rings a bell for me. Because when you are a sports watcher, as I am, you have to give the flowers when they're due. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not bringing no racial aspect into this thing. I'm just speaking strictly about sports, strictly about the game of basketball, in this case, the WNBA. You cannot discount a 40 and 15 game. Like I said, she just did this last week and lost. She had 45 and lost. And that was half of the team points. You can't discount somebody scoring half of your team points and grabbing the majority of the rebounds for your team and playing defense. I believe that Asia Wilson should be not only the MVP, clear-cut runaway, but she should be also the Defensive Player of the Year. That's how dominant she's been all year, but she's being overshadowed because this young lady has come in and brought a different light to the game of WNBA basketball. I will not take that away from her. Her impact is very good, but her impact on the game, I believe, should not be compared as strictly basketball to Asia Wilson. Now, y'all want to have a debate about Angel Reese and her fighting for Rookie of the Year? That's I'll give Caitlin Clark the Rookie of the Year because her team has played better basketball. They're in a better position to make the playoffs than Angel Reese, even though those are two different positions. But I'll give Caitlin Clark that because her team is in a better position to make the playoffs. I mean, the Chicago Sky they're holding on to the final playoff spot, but the Indiana Fever is a little higher than them, 6. I think the Sky's in 8th place. So I just wanted to come up here tonight just to give the WNBA their props because they're putting out good basketball for a change, and it's not just because of Caitlin Clark. Because when you follow the game, you can actually see it. I'm not even talking about how the New York Liberty is running roughshod in the regular season. Will they be able to continue that into the playoffs? We'll wait to see, which the playoffs should be coming within the next couple of weeks. But I'm just talking about the single performances of these 3 young ladies in particular. Now, I know in the background, I promise you, somebody say, well, she shouldn't get it because she's white. It's not about her being white. It's about she shouldn't get it because there's somebody playing better basketball. Don't get me wrong. She just had 28 and 12 assists tonight, but that's not to me. That's not comparable. It doesn't compare to 41 and 15 on the same day. I don't see how you can compare the two, even though they both won 41 and 15. That rebound is going to give you extra possessions. The rebound is going to lessen their possessions if it's a defensive rebound, and if they're offensive rebounds, they're going to give you second opportunities to score the bucket, unless she scored it on a tip in or a tap in or she just laid it up on a follow up, right? And that's the thing that that makes the WNBA is something to talk about. Yes, it may be a buffer for between the NBA, the NFL, and baseball. When you're a sports fan, you'll watch something that's entertaining, and right now they're entertaining. So I just wanted to come up here tonight and just really speak on the fact of how these ladies are playing basketball, and the light shouldn't be just shined on this one woman, this one young lady that came through and set the WNBA on fire, so to speak, because there's already been somebody holding it down. She's been waving her hand. She's been doing it since college. Aja Wilson is a bad female. She's playing that basketball like I said. You would have thought she was Tim Duncan or somebody like that. She got a mid-range game. She got a low post game. She plays like Tim Duncan. She's very fundamentally sound, and I just think they deserve their due. Like I said, I'm not even like I said, I have not once mentioned the Liberty and how Breanna Stewart is playing basketball and the team basketball concept, because they're playing team basketball. But right now, there's good basketball being played in the WNBA. But I'm just talking about the individual performances of Aja Wilson tonight. Caitlin Clark had a great game. Like I said, 28 and 12 assists. You can't ask for nothing better than that. And they got the win, and they're on a winning streak, and they're trying to position themselves to be in the top 5 or the top 4 in the playoff race. It's a battle in between, from 3 to 6. It's a good basketball. It's some good basketball being played for the WNBA this year. And I just like I said, I just wanted to give her props. Aja Wilson, her props. Okay, like I said, if y'all want to have a conversation about Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, you could split hairs with that. But for me, because her team is in a better winning position, I would give it to Caitlin Clark. Their stats are pretty comparable. I think Caitlin is at 18 and about 10, 11 assists. She's leading the WNBA in assists, right? But Angel Reese is leading the WNBA in rebounds, total rebounds, not just offensive rebounds, in average. You see what I'm saying? You can pick apples and oranges. So when you get to those type of points, I believe the team record should speak for itself. And right now, Caitlin Clark is having a better team record than Angel Reese. So I would give her the rookie of the year. But there's still more regular season basketball to be played. But I just wanted to talk about that real quick and also to have a quick conversation about the college football game tonight and over the Saturday night. No major upsets besides, like I just said, the 13th ranked LSU Tigers losing to the 23rd ranked USC Trojans. But other than that, it was relatively how it's supposed to go. 1 through 10 won their games, several by blowouts. But that's what happens when your first ranked teams is like Wofford State and Kent State and teams that's not even on your level. That's why I didn't really want to speak about college football today. And also, as we getting ready for Thursday is the beginning of the NFL season. Kansas City Chiefs will be raising their banner, more than likely getting their rings. But it will be a rematch of the AFC Conference Championship. Chiefs and Ravens. Let's see how this season starts off for the reigning champs as they go for their three-peat. And we'll see what Lamar Jackson has in store for the league this year. Well, that'll be starting Thursday. So, like I said earlier, I already posted look on my community wall. I did my preseason records for the regular season for everybody. I just ain't do who's winning what as far as tiebreakers and who's making the playoffs and who's not. But I just wanted to do a regular season thing just to show y'all how I ramped up. Oh yeah, it's gonna be a rough night. We're gonna see how the read option goes with King Henry in the backfield with Lamar Jackson. Will that free him up to get a couple passes down the field? I don't think the tight end Andrews is back yet. I think he hurt his Achilles at midway through the season or the end of the season. But y'all see how fast these people are healing off these ACLs. So I think it's going to be a good game. It may come down to a wire, but Kansas City got some new toys too. They got that wide receiver they just drafted. He's not as fast as Tyreek Hill, but he allows the field to open up if they just throwing streak routes or go routes rather. Excuse me. And then you still got Kelsey and Mahomes. Let's see how if the defense is going to play the way that they played last year. But I don't remember them really stopping the run per se. So it may be it should be a very interesting game coming up Thursday. And of course, after that game, I will be on here to break the game down, whether it's stats or anything that I deem to be a controversial play or a weird play call or whatever. I will be here right after the game to do what I do, dissecting the game and just to have a conversation with you guys. And then, Friday night, I think the Eagles play somebody Friday, and they're going to Brazil on the 6th. Okay, I see you. Hey, word. Listen, I have them highly ranked in my I have them winning the division. I think I have Detroit and Green Bay with the same record, but I just think that Detroit do have them on a tiebreaker. I think they'll go about 11-6. They'll both go 11-6, and I think Detroit will have the tiebreaker, and that'll lead them to eat. It may lead them to San Francisco, as we know. San Francisco they ain't cheating. Word. It's it's so funny. They're gonna need all the offense that they're gonna get because I think their defense is horrible. The Philadelphia Eagles, but they will win the division. I have them winning the division because no one has won back-to-back divisions in the NFC East in about 20 something years. So I just have them winning because I think Dallas won last year, didn't they? Yeah, Dallas won last year. So I have them winning. The 49ers is going to be an interesting thing because they just signed Ayuk at the end of the season, just like the Bengals just signed Lamar Chase at the end of the season. I don't think their rapport with the quarterback is on point as everybody else because they didn't really have training camp per se. They was holding out. So, their offenses are going to be affected. Well, luckily for the 49ers, they played Monday night against the Jets. So they may have an extra day, but Cincinnati, they may not have an extra day. And also the Pittsburgh Steelers have made their decision with the quarterback change. I mean, with the quarterback, they are going with Russell Wilson over oh God, what's the boy name? The young man from Chicago. I can't get his name right now. It'll come to me in a second. But they're going with Russell, and I believe they, if I'm not mistaken, do they play the Cowboys, or is that the Browns that play the Cowboys? One of them play the Cowboys, but that's going to be the first game, or unless it, or is it still, I'm not. Oh, they playing the Falcons. I think they're playing the Falcons. Excuse me, I don't have the schedule in front of me. Justin Fields, that's his name. Is A-Rod still on mushroom? Listen, he said he's ready to play. He's been cited at all the preseason games, 40 years old. He ain't gonna play. They want to keep him, they want to keep that Achilles holding up, but they do have the Jets are looking good. I just don't know. I mean, I have them being good as long as he's playing. I mean, Tyrod Taylor is a good backup, but he's no A-Rod. You know what I mean? So, and as long as A-Rod gets the team hype, I think the defense will come up to play. I mean, we lost Jordan Whitehead. He wanted to head back down south and everything. Shout out to my homie. That's the family. But you gotta go where you gotta go. He already got his Super Bowl win with the didn't he get the Super Bowl with the Bucks already? So, he got his money. He went and got his money. They wanted him back. They invited him back home. He went back home to Tampa Bay. But the Jets on paper look good, but there's no more paper playing now. It's time for people to get out there on the football field and play their game. Uh, so it's gonna be different. And Buffalo lost all their top guns at wide receivers. So I'm very interested to see how Justin Allen plays the offense this year, because it's going to be squarely on his shoulders. And Miami, can they win the big games? That's the questions you got to ask yourself. Can Miami win the big games, playing teams over 500? Can they finally get over the hump of Buffalo? Can they overtake the division? So there's a lot of good football to be played in the AFC South. Can CJ Stroud continue his season, the breakthrough season, in the second year, as he was very good in his first year? Rookie, I think he was offensive rookie of the year. And, Anthony Richardson is coming back this year for Indy. So, and then Jacksonville Jaguars, they snuck in the playoffs. So it's going to be a very interesting season all the way through. We don't know who's coming out of we know Kansas City. We already believe Kansas City's coming out the West. But do we trust Jim Harbaugh to get Justin Herbert over the hump and have the Chargers playing some good football? Can they make some noise? Can they actually make a playoff? And if they can they actually get a win and not blow a 27-point lead, right? And as far as the NFC North is going to be a fight between the Packers and the Lions. The Bears may be coming on with the rookie quarterback, Mr. Williams. And, we just don't know where they are right now. The NFC East is the NFC East. It's always going to be Dallas and Philly. The Washington Commanders may make some noise with their rookie quarterback, Jaden Daniels. The South, can Kirk Cousins get them over the hump and get them a division title? And if so, how well will he play in the playoffs? And then finally, we got the West. The 49ers is the team to beat in the West. Will they be the team to beat in the NFC this year? Those questions are left to all of you to be answered this year. I was just talking to his mom. He hated the city life. Listen, I keep telling people the city's not for everybody. New York City's not for everybody. You understand? It's not for everybody. That fast life, that over partying and stuff. There's so much to do there. You don't really you got to stay focused in the city. Tampa is a quiet little area. They got things to do, but it's not New York. You know what I mean? So, but I'm glad that he feel comfortable where he's at. I just hope Baker Mayfield can keep them competitive. They make a still of South. The South is a weak division. They already gave it to Kirk Cousins because he's Kirk Cousins. You know what I mean? But we don't know what Kirk Cousins they're gonna get, just like the Bucs don't know which Baker Mayfield they're gonna get. You know what I mean? The Raiders cut your god brother, but we signed him to the practice squad. That's a good. I mean, I love Antonio Pierce, but he's handcuffed, and I feel bad for what's the wide receiver name? The one that played at Green Bay. I can't get his name right now, but he's gonna have a long season because he ain't got nobody to throw him the ball to him. Pretty Jimmy G, he got himself suspended with some enhancement. He did something crazy and got suspended 4 games, and he was already injured. So and besides that, like I said, Denver is on to come up with their little rookie quarterback. They think Bo Nix is gonna get them some good quality wins. Devontae Adams, right? They think Bo Nix is gonna get them some pretty quality wins. And like I said, Harbaugh's in LA with the Chargers. So it's a lot to look at this year. It's a lot of different entities to look at. But we already know what the first question is going to be. Can the Chiefs three-peat? It hasn't been done in a while. I think the Patriots are the only ones that three-peat. So will that be competitive? That's what the sports world was on a blaze about anyway. The Chiefs three-peating in college. Can UConn men three-peat? The college basketball game and the women's college basketball. The WNBA. Can Asia Wilson three-peat? And the Las Vegas Aces. So there's a lot of things to look forward to coming into this September. Y'all guys buckle up because it's getting ready to start. Everything getting ready to start. Even the preseason NBA games are going to start the end of the month, which will lead you to the October is the regular season for the NBA. I don't know how I'm going to do that. It's going to be a lot to think about. But if you guys want to have a conversation, we're going to have it right here on Sports Chat with Mr. 33. Whether it's football, whether it's baseball, you guys show interest in it, y'all let me know. We will have that conversation. The word, my 33 brother, ain't you supposed to be going live now? You got 12:10 said it, but I think you got it 12:10 p.m. I don't know if you meant p.m. or a.m. But I just came up here to let you guys know September and the regular season of the NFL is getting ready to start. Postseason get ready. The baseball season is winding up, and the WNBA season is winding up, and all of these things are about to get interesting. So I will be back Thursday to have a conversation about the first game of the year between Kansas City and the Baltimore Ravens. I would like to thank you guys for stopping by to hear me talk about it. And with that, I'm out.